Leveraging sales skill and process training with mindset belief training. Unique. Bold. Transformational. For over 2.5 decades, 2logical has quietly helped Fortune 500 companies discover the next generation to Salesforce development, leveraging existing sales skill and process training with mindset belief training. Helping sales executives, sales managers, and sales professionals identify and close core belief gaps that inhibit sales performance is unique, bold, and transformational. Why is it unique? It is unique because over the past 25 years, the most progressive and successful companies that have adopted this approach have expressed this exact sentiment 100% of the time. Why is it bold? Leveraging sales skill and process training with mindset belief training is bold because still, to this very moment, the overwhelming majority of sales executives, corporate training departments, and even tenured sales professionals have never experienced a sales talent development curriculum that is even remotely similar. But most importantly, why is it transformational? To explain this simply and succinctly, let's take a look at the results that peak-performing sales producers deliver versus underperformers. We all know that success in sales is quickly identified and measurable. It all comes down to results. A sales producer is either consistently achieving and exceeding their sales goals, or they are underachieving and consistently failing to reach or surpass their goals. Simply put, they are a peak performer or an underperformer based on their level of results. But what exactly drives the results of a peak performer versus the results of an underperformer? It comes down to the actions they take each day. The peak performer consistently focuses and takes the right actions, actions such as prospecting daily, building rapport on each sales call, perfecting and delivering a magnanimous transitional success story with each new prospect, implements a consultative approach that consistently crystallizes a prospect's needs and wants through sequential qualifying questions, executes a closing sequence and uses it too soon, too often, rather than too late and not enough, handily overcomes sales objections and stalls, generates referrals, and consistently develops centers of influence. Conversely, the underperformer fails to focus on the right things to do each day, and as such, executes the wrong actions, interchangeably mixes right actions with wrong actions, or simply takes no meaningful action throughout each day. The result of this activity, at best, is mixed and inconsistent results, but more often simply yields poor results and certain failure. A simple example of this would be prospecting for new business each day. Everyone knows that execution and mastery of prospecting for new potential customers and clients is the most critical action a sales professional must take each day to succeed. It is a critical skill when it comes to a sales professional's ability to not only survive, but most importantly thrive in any industry. In sales, daily, consistent, and effective prospecting is akin to you and I taking the action of breathing each day, meaning if we do not breathe, we will certainly die. Peak performers actively hunt. They prospect for new business consistently and effectively all the time. Conversely, underperformers prospect sporadically or rarely at all. But why? Why do sales professionals evolve over time when it comes to mastery of vital sales skills in two distinct different ways? Especially when one path leads to abundant success and the other surely leads to certain mediocrity and failure. Simply explained, people do not act on new ideas, refine sales skills, or embrace new strategies until they first believe they are capable and worthy of doing so. To use our example of prospecting once again, the underperformer and the peak performer are both told, taught, and shown how to take the action of prospecting, but yet only one of them rapidly accepts the direction, internalizes the strategy, refines the skill, masters it, and executes it each day. How can this be? Why does this happen? And most importantly, what is the secret to identifying and resolving the cause of this? For over 25 years, major corporations and emerging companies have been quietly adopting 2logical's unique intellectual property that consistently identifies the exact cause of this costly dilemma, belief gaps, crystallizes exactly how each belief gap can be directly addressed and closed, and partners to build the specific curriculum to close these gaps and provides the complete courseware, content, tools, and strategies to handily accomplish this. Over the past several decades, 2logical has proven and perfected the next generation to Salesforce development that leverages traditional sales skill and process training with belief and mindset training. A unique, bold, and transformative approach that each of our clients have coined as their secret weapon. Icons like Pfizer in the pharmaceutical industry, Blue Cross Blue Shield from insurance, Procter & Gamble from the world of consumer products, Bank of America or HSBC from global banking, world leaders like Baker Hughes or GE Oil and Gas from the energy sector, along with scores of equally progressive companies of all sizes, have changed the prism from which they now view sales talent development and have utilized this unique and powerful approach to transform their results in critical areas such as recruiting new sales talent, onboarding new sales representatives, and dramatically enhancing each new hire's speed to productivity. Dramatically accelerate the adoption of new sales strategies with tenured sales representatives. Consistently take mid-level producers and place them firmly on the path to peak performance. And transform poor morale and broken sales cultures into powerful success cultures. 2logical's unique approach to Salesforce development, comprised of blending sales skills and process training with the critical component of belief and mindset training, is real, exists, and has been perfected over several decades to deliver demonstrable results in each of the common critical sales development situations listed above. In addition to your instincts and years of experience telling you that this unique and powerful approach to Salesforce development is intuitively right, you will be pleased to hear the staggering impact it delivers has been documented and written about in major trade magazines such as Training Magazine, CLO Magazine, Sales and Marketing Executive Report, to name a few. And it has been memorialized in literally thousands of letters and video testimonials. However, the bottom line is simply this. Can you really adjust, refine, or change the limiting beliefs and mindset that inhibit or prevent a salesperson or an entire sales team from peak performing? The answer to this question is as bold as the actual approach itself. Not only can you, as a sales executive, a sales manager, or a sales trainer, you recognize you must. The most important question is how. Well, if you were the president of Coca-Cola, would you give out your secret formula? Or would you keep it locked away in a highly fortified safe? If you were the president of Kentucky Fried Chicken, would you hand over the special ingredients to your recipe for finger-licking good chicken? Well, we are not Coke or KFC. We are 2logical. And our logic tells us to show you exactly how we build and execute this sales curriculum. A formula we have invested millions of dollars and more than 2 decades to refine the exact recipe comprised of content, courseware, strategies, tools, techniques, stories, and documented results. But why? Why would 2logical give this formula that yields 100% buy-in from every participant, new or tenured, delivers behavioral change 100% of the time, and consistently yields unprecedented results? Results that each of the aforementioned companies paid 2logical millions of dollars throughout the years to learn. Simply put, because we know that you want and need to understand how we do this, to verify that it can actually be done. And we also know that the millions of dollars and tens of thousands of hours which we invested to perfect it is priceless to you. However, the most important reason for us sharing this with you and your organization today is to help you readily see that you do not have to lose 2 of your most valuable assets, time and money, to develop it. We already did this, and it will enable you to either Leverage your existing sales skill and process training with the core belief and mindset training needed to drive immediate results. Or help build and implement an entirely new curriculum uniquely customized to the new sales skills, process, and core beliefs and mindset needed to attack and progressively dominate your market. Is there a risk to 2logical sharing this formula with you right now? Well, I guess the answer is yes, meaning you could try and duplicate what I'm about to share and build and deliver it on your own. However, I do want to assure you that will take a minimum of 10,000 hours of time to get it right, and far more than $1 million in today's value. However, my sincere hope is that by showing you exactly how we do this, that it will excite and inspire you with the vision that this can be done and that 2logical has the ability to help you do it right now. Let's take a look at exactly how. How does 2logical leverage sales skill and process training by refining the beliefs and mindset of your sales organization? Our process is simple, complete, and is comprised of 5 steps. Step 1. Help your sales organization carefully identify belief gaps through strategic due diligence. Step 2. Introduce optimal beliefs. Step 3. Provide significant social proof to validate optimal beliefs while invalidating limiting beliefs by leveraging a multitude of reference points comprised of personal, professional, peer, and contemporary media examples and stories. Step 4. Align new beliefs with self-interest. And Step 5. Anchor optimal beliefs with repetition through guided discussions, tools, exercises, breakouts, and case studies. 2logical has studied, built, and delivered sales curriculums to strategically accomplish this critical task. And we are the only sales training company in the industry that from inception has built all of its tools, courseware, and curriculums to help leaders just like you institutionalize belief and mindset training into their sales organization. As such, we are the true outliers of the sales training industry. Yes, it is true that other well-known sales training companies will claim that they cover what they call attitudinal training in their sales courses. However, these bolt-on sections are not even remotely the same, and this fact is easily verified because their websites, client testimonials, courseware, and content will not speak to the buy-in, demonstrable behavioral change, and the profound results that mindset belief development delivers. As you can imagine, the direct comparison of 2logical's differential advantage has been tested countless times over the past several decades. A few examples of this include Konica Minolta from the technology industry and Baker Hughes from the energy space. Each requested side-by-side pilots with competitors before 2logical was selected as their training partner. Ongoing partnerships that today encompass 10 years and 7 years respectively. Leveraging your sales skill and process training with critical belief and mindset training will profoundly impact your results this year and for years to come. You owe it to yourself and to your organization to see exactly how to make it your organization's secret weapon too. To find out more about 2logical and this unique, bold, and transformative approach to Salesforce development, please speak to the representative who sent you this video.
The mindset piece of the training curriculum was clearly the differentiator that sold me on 2logical. I've never seen anything quite like it. Collectively, I think I've participated in more than 1,000 hours worth of training in my 30 years in the business world. And I always had a very strong feeling that there was a direct correlation to the success that a person could have on how he or she felt about themselves. And so if you felt good about yourself, if you felt good about your products and services, it was something that was going to increase the probability of your success. And the mindset is something that struck a chord with me. It's something that I always felt very strongly about, but was never articulated to me or delivered to me in any of the training curriculums that I had been through, be it sales training or leadership training. And the proof of the pudding is that we've made our plan for 12 months in a row since the training, which they hadn't done in 9 years previously at Oki Data.
There are a lot of training companies available to executives out there, and I think 95% of them probably teach the same thing the same way. And 2logical takes a completely different approach that I think is relevant today, and particularly for tenured reps and particularly for managers. It's the group of tenured reps that are the hardest to reach, and I think 2logical's approach reaches them better than anything I've seen before. Some of the comments that I received from our people were, some were fairly predictable, and some were very surprising to me. The predictable comments that I received typically came from the newer reps, telling me how enthusiastically they were accepting the ideas that were being presented to them, and that they were buying into it, and that they liked it, and that it was a breath of fresh air. The surprising comments to me were similar comments from our tenured reps. And some of those were like, this is the best training we've ever had. I really appreciate the opportunity to be exposed to this kind of program. I believe this is really going to change our organization. It's going to change me.
Being able to partner with a company like 2logical really helped to transform the entire company because of the impact that 2logical had, and really from a shift in mindset and beliefs. The team has, within the first year, moved to number 2, and by the second year, moved to number 1. I look at how not only did our leadership team change the way they coached and really transition from being a manager to a leader, but I look at how our sales team went from really an underachieving sales team in the Western New York area to being ranked number 1. Independent Health continues to be the number 1 ranked insurance plan here in Western New York as we speak today, and there is so much that has to be attributed to the great work that 2logical did for us. If I had to think of a word that encapsulates 2logical, it's transformational.